lifting off the floor. I feel lighter, lighter. I'm hooked on this feeling and I'm wanting some more. I can't get enough, got a craving for more. Give me all of that, give me what you got. I can't stop, I can't stop. I keep going up, I'm climbing to the top. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Oh, I was born to go and fly, to fly higher, higher, like a bird up in the sky, on a wire, wire. I'm hooked on this feeling and I'm wanting some more. I can't get enough, got a craving for more. Give me all of that, give me what you got. I can't stop, I can't stop. I keep going up, I'm climbing to the top. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 I want it, I love it, I gotta have it. I want it, I love it, I gotta have it. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I spreading my wings, I'm letting go. I go higher, higher. My feet are lifting off the floor. I feel lighter, lighter. I'm hooked on this feeling and I'm wanting some more. I can't get enough, got a craving for more. Give me all of that, give me what you got. I can't stop, I can't stop. I keep going up, I'm climbing to the top. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Oh, I was born to go and fly, to fly higher, higher, like a bird up in the sky, on a wire, wire. I'm hooked on this feeling and I'm wanting some more. I can't get enough, got a craving for more. Give me all of that, give me what you got. I can't stop, I can't stop. I keep going up, I'm climbing to.
Good morning. Look who it is. It's one of our favorite guests, Dr. Blake Bennett, here this morning, and we are going to do a deep dive into exemptions. So I'm Shana Acquisto, broker of Acquisto Real Estate, and as mentioned, Dr. Blake Bennett here. And thank you for joining us on our TNT this morning. First, I don't know if you remember, but we do roll call. So we want to see who's paying attention and who's here because we've got some great information to share today. And I'm looking and looks like we've got about half of our agents on right now. And if you are new, we want you to chat in too. I'm sure there's a lot of new people. If they heard that you're on our show today, they're gonna want to be here and hear everything that you have to say. Okay. So if you're new, please chat in and give a warm welcome to Dr. Blake Bennett.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad that I didn't mess up so much last time that you allowed me to come back.
You have great information, and today like I said, we're going to talk about exemptions in Collin County. We're going to talk about the homestead exemption and the over 65 or disabled exemption. And we're going to provide some unique opportunities for you guys as real estate agents. You may be thinking, I know about homestead exemptions, I know about the exemptions, but I bet you don't know what he's about to tell you. So we're going to get started right
Absolutely.
now. You can hit that bell.
Let's go.
Hi, Shana Acquisto, broker of Acquisto Real Estate, and I am honored actually today that we have you on again. Dr. Blake Bennett, he is here to talk about exemptions in Collin County. You do not know these things. I would almost be willing to bet. And as we're out there, we talked about this earlier, as we're out there, clawing around, trying to find listings and provide value to sellers. These things this is going to definitely add value to you guys as real estate agents and help you out there in the market and get some new business. So first, let's talk about the homestead exemption.
Okay.
So what do we not know about the homestead exemption?
I think everybody knows about the homes. All the real estate agents know about the homestead exemption. You file it. We hope. You file it with the county and on your residence homestead, and you're offered a minimum $25,000 off of your school taxes. Now, all the other taxing entities in the county, your city, your any of your taxing districts, your junior college, they can also honor that, and they can give a different rate for themselves. But your school taxes, that's your big one. That's the one that is the biggest category in all your property taxes. You get a minimum $25,000 off just for filing your homestead exemption. Okay. Now, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
How many times do you see people that just forget or just don't file?
All the time. Yes.
Why?
All the time. I think that, if they purchased a home in January,
exactly,
you can't file that till the following year. Well, that's a lot of time that has passed, and they forgot about it, and maybe they didn't have a real estate agent to remind them or a lender to remind them. I know that we do that, but that's a huge opportunity to get back in front of your client and talk to them, because it is amazing how many do not file.
Absolutely.
And you, as realtors, should go in and double check and see if they've filed. You should go and check that.
I think that also it's an excellent time to say, you made such a good decision last year to purchase this home. Do a market analysis for them and say, look, here's how much the price of your home has gone up. Are you ready to upgrade?
Are you ready to upgrade?
Look at, you were so smart last year, so it's time to file your homestead. But are you ready to upgrade? Because you have so much more equity in your home.
Yep. There's lots of opportunities. We've got to think outside the box. Absolutely.
Now, Shana, I think back to whenever I first moved here in 1999. New homeowner, fresh out of college. I knew nothing. And I get this little letter in the mail, and it said, hey, it's time to file your homestead exemption. We can do it for you for a fee. Would you do that? Would you suggest homeowners pay that fee?
Absolutely not. It's free. Why would you spend money to do that? And I have actually had people pay the fee, call us later like, hey, I paid this fee and I still don't have my homestead exemption filed.
Exactly right. Do it yourself. It's simple. You can download the form online. You can send it into the Central Appraisal District. Simple process to do. Luckily, I kind of was suspicious whenever I got that letter in the mail. I actually filled the form out.
As a young
brand new homeowner, I actually filled that form out. I mean, I just graduated, just finished, bought my first home. I filled it out, but then I started doing some searching, and I said, well, this is free for me to do. Why would I pay them? So ultimately, I filed it myself.
Yeah.
And it was nice because whenever we first moved here, we bought a house for $99,900. Can you believe that? It was in Wiley. It was actually a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. And it was a 10-year-old home. I mean, that was the going price back then.
Yeah, those were the good old days.
And so you take that homestead exemption off of the value of that home, that is a big difference. That was a 25% drop at the time.
Yeah.
So it's a big drop in the property taxes from just me filing. You're giving away money if you don't file your homestead.
You are giving away money. And in like realtors, we are not out there just helping people sell their homes and buy homes. We are real estate consultants. So we need to be aware of all of these unique opportunities and ways to save your clients money and stay in front of them and guide them. It's long after the closing. Once you have a client, and we used to have a little slogan, Client for Life, and we had a little Client for Life program, but they truly are. If you worked so hard to get a client, you've developed that relationship, there's no reason why it should ever go away. So I'm so glad you're here talking about these things. So so when do you file your homestead exemption?
Now's the time. Get them in now. And if you've purchased the home, now's the time. Get it in. Central Appraisal District can take that into consideration. The letters are about to be going out with your appraised value. And so now's the time, because once those values are set, you're going to have to wait until next year.
They are. So I think, is it May?
Yes.
Okay. So May 15th is the deadline to
believe
file
that's
it.
correct.
And I know you guys know this, but I'm going to remind you that if someone purchases a home and close, they cannot file it until the following January. So you have a window of opportunity, January through May, that you can file it. Otherwise, it goes away, and you have to wait till the following year. So.
The information that you just provided and said that you had clients for life and you were a consultant for real estate. I think that is ideal. I've run into some very good real estate agents that I've used. I've bought and sold a few homes in the Metroplex since moving here. Some of them I consider to be golden. I would give my last breath to them because of what they've done for me over the time. And I think that the consultant part, I like the term of geographical and industry competency. You are, whenever I come to you, I am making the biggest purchase that's probably one of the most intimate purchases whenever I'm buying a home that I'm ever going to make.
Yeah.
And the next one that I buy is going to be even bigger because I'm probably going to be upsizing. And then I will continue to do that until it's time to downsize, and then it becomes intimate again.
It does. And a key takeaway of what you just said is the next time I buy. How many people do you know that bought a home and never moved again? I mean, the average person, it used to be 5 to 7 years, and now I think it's like 1 year that people stay in their homes. It's amazing. So. Well,
I don't like change. I'm a creature of habit.
Yeah.
But I've lived in 8 different homes in the Metroplex since 1999. Yes, that's a long time. That's what, 21, 22 years.
Yeah.
But still, 8 different homes in that time period.
How many realtors have you had?
Well, do you count a mother and then her daughter being 1 or 2?
Did they work together?
No, they did not.
Then
because
they're separate,
the daughter actually started. I used the mother first whenever I first moved here, and then used the daughter later when she started and the mother had retired. And the daughter was actually my next door neighbor at the time. So that was kind of unique.
Yeah.
You know, real estate agent I used whenever I first moved to the Metroplex, and then I ended up moving in next door to her daughter. That was strange.
That is crazy.
That really is
unplanned. Had no idea.
No idea whatsoever.
Well, that was a sign.
Right, exactly. but I've used, you know, some houses. I've built houses, and so if you use the real estate firm, then we'll give you this discount. So okay, we'll do it. But I can tell you, I've seen good ones and I've seen bad ones, and those that are bad, you know, I don't have much for even today. I mean, and I see the struggles now since working with your industry. I see the struggles that y'all have every day, and it's unbelievable. As an everyday, just run-of-the-mill person, I had no idea how many problems can occur.
Oh, you have no idea either.
Offer and close.
What we got going on right now.
Oh, right now is unbelievable.
We actually have a seller that's missing.
Seriously.
But we're not going to digress. We're going to dive back in to exemptions. We're going to get this train back on track.
Sounds
and
good.
We're going to now talk about what I find when you were explaining this earlier is, you know, some really not insider information, but some really key valuable information that's going to allow you as realtors to be able to go out and maybe offer something that nobody else is offering. Okay, so it's the over 65.
Do we need to hit the bell on this? Is it a new topic?
We're still in exemptions, but yeah, let's do the bell.
Because this one's a game
deserves
changer.
the bell. Okay.
This is a game changer.
This is a game changer. Okay. Shana Acquisto, broker of Acquisto Real Estate, and honored to have Dr. Blake Bennett here on our TNT show this morning. We are diving into exemptions right now, and we're going to talk about the over 65 or disabled exemptions and how this is a game changer for you as realtors. So listen up.
Okay. Over 65 and disabled, both of those can be treated similarly. They both offer the same thing.
Okay.
Once you claim the over 65, at a minimum, you get $10,000 additional off of your homestead for school tax purposes. Now, again, other entities can recognize that over 65. You've got them all over the board. Some will offer an additional $60,000 for city taxes, say. But we're we can pull up the tax rates and I can show you in the local area. But if we're just looking at the school taxes, only the school taxes, you get at a minimum additional $10,000 off for your over 65 exemption.
Okay.
So you get your homestead of a
25.
minimum of 25 plus another 10.
Love it.
And the same goes for the disabled. You get the 25 plus an additional 10. Now, if you're both over 65 and disabled, you have to pick one or the other.
What would you pick? Does it matter?
I don't think it really matters.
Okay.
Well, I guess it would depend on the age of my spouse.
Okay.
And if for the over 65, the surviving spouse of anyone over 65, as long as that surviving spouse is 55 or older, then that over 65 exemption can stay with them.
Oh, as long as they're 55 or over.
55 or older. The surviving spouse is 55 or older. They get to keep that over 65 exemption.
Awesome.
So
there are benefits to having an age difference, right?
Exactly right. Exactly right. Yes. I mean, you know. So I guess that it would depend on which, you know, what the age of my spouse was.
Okay.
If my spouse was younger than I were, then maybe the over 65 would be the way to go.
Sure. Okay.
Now, the big game changer though, is when you move.
Okay.
Whenever someone over 65 moves. This happened to my mother just last year. My mother moved from West Texas last year to the Metroplex. Finally got her here.
Okay.
I've been
That's
bugging
awesome.
her for 10 years to come to the Metroplex,
Wow.
to be close to the grandkids.
And how old is your mom, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, she would kill me if I said her age,
Okay.
but she's had her over 65 exemption for 10 years.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
I can do that math.
So she's had her over 65 exemption for a while. Well, we start looking around at property here, and she falls in love with the community in the Metroplex. I mean, it was
She just felt at home.
she felt at home. This is where I need to be, and she was so excited after we went and looked at the home. She was going to build a home.
Okay.
Well, we go to my daughter's soccer practice, and she's a banker's daughter, and she starts asking about property taxes. So I pull up the tax rates and I start calculating them. And I said, Mother, it's going to be about $7,500 a year. I've seen my mother cry twice in her life. One was at my grandfather's funeral. The other one was that day.
Wow.
Literally, my mother does not cry. She does not show that, but she was so much in love with this home, and she wanted this life so
And that was a deal
much.
breaker.
That was
right?
a deal breaker for her. She said, I don't think that I'm ever going to be able to move here.
Until her son comes in and saves the day.
Well, I guess I saved the day a little bit. I was on the phone with the Central Appraisal District about another matter, and of course, at the end, I like to give them a little grief and talk a little bit. And I said, well, you're killing my mother. And the appraiser said, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I said, your taxes, your property taxes are too high. My mother cannot move here.
Right.
And they said, well, she's over 65, right? I said, yeah, she has been for about 10 years. And they asked me, why didn't she just port the percentages over?
Port
the percentages over. And I said, what is that? Well, that's the game changer. My mother lived in a small 2-bedroom, 1-bath home in West Texas, pier and beam floor that was built in 1928.
Wow.
The value of this property was $38,000.
Oh my gosh.
That was market value at the time.
So taxes, she probably paid.
For tax purposes, for her over 65, her home was valued somewhere in about the $17,000 to $20,000 range.
Okay.
So there had been a run up, yes, doubling in price,
Yeah.
absolutely over that time period. But she had them frozen at the $17,000 to $20,000 range. Awesome. What you do whenever you port that percentage over is they looked at how much are you actually paying in school taxes in West Texas with the over 65 exemption. How much would you be paying? Which is higher?
Yeah.
For simplicity purposes, let's say that she was paying $100.
Okay.
But she would be paying $400 without
Okay.
the exemption. So that's a 25% is what she's paying of the actual taxes that would normally be due.
Okay.
She goes to the Central Appraisal District in her home in West Texas.
Okay.
She gets a certificate of transfer.
Certificate of transfer.
Yes.
Okay.
In the old Central Appraisal District. She moves here, updates her driver's license, and let's say that the property, she takes that certificate to the new Central Appraisal District and says, I want to transfer my percentages or port my percentages.
Okay.
Let's say that she would be paying $4,000 here in school taxes. Well, once that percentage is applied, she'll pay 25% of that school tax.
Right.
So instead of $4,000 here, she'll be paying $1,000 here. My
That's a
mother's
huge...
property tax bill went from $7,500 down to about $4,000. It was cut nearly in half.
Yeah. I mean, that's big, right?
It's
and it allows people to still be able to move. And, we forget about that. Where we are, it's a fairly young professional community, right? But
Absolutely.
there's a lot of people here that are getting at that age where they could take advantage of this and move, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been screaming this at the top of my lungs since I learned this a year ago.
I think I heard you. It's why you're here.
Yeah, exactly. and my mother is just so unbelievably happy in her neighborhood.
Oh, that's awesome.
But would I be correct to say that the market price of homes have gone up a little bit in the past 6 to 8 months?
Yeah.
They've gone up a little?
Yeah, in the last 30 days.
Yeah, exactly. Well, since yesterday at 11 o'clock,
a new
right?
market price is
Every
being
single
established every day.
Exactly. And I've heard several real estate agents say that they've talked to people over 65 that want desperately to downsize. Mm-hmm. And they've even picked out, I can build a house in XYZ. Mm-hmm. I'm ready to go.
Right.
But it's the property taxes now that if I move, I have them frozen on my old home. Mm-hmm. And if I move, I'm not going to be able to afford it because the property taxes are going to be so high.
Mm-hmm. So what's the difference if they went and just reapplied? Right?
Then, okay, let's say that my mother just moved here and just reapplied.
Sure. Instead of getting the certificate of transfer, that you just, okay, well, my taxes are this. I'm going to go ahead and file.
But let's say that we didn't know about it, and she just moved here and filed her over 65. Mm-hmm. It would be frozen at that $4,000 mark.
Of what
and
it is
so
today.
She would start over.
Yeah.
Building that frozen amount, but she doesn't have to.
Right.
There's two keys here. You have to be moving Texas residents to Texas residents.
Okay.
And you have to apply for it.
Okay.
If you meet both of those, mm-hmm. then you're golden.
Wow.
Now check with the Central Appraisal District where you're moving, because some of them will not accept just a letter from that you hand deliver. Some want it in a sealed envelope from the other Central Appraisal mm-hmm. District. Some want it mailed from the old Central Appraisal mm-hmm. District. So check with the new one and find out how do you want it, and then just go to your old Central Appraisal District and say, I need that certificate.
So I have a situation now that we do have a client, and her mom sold her home in East Texas.
Yes.
And it was an old home. She is now moving here. I'm sure she had no idea about this.
Probably not.
And she is purchasing a Del Webb home.
Okay.
And so excited about it. But she was really set with her budget because of the taxes. So after you close, can you still go back and get
Absolutely.
that? So I'm going to talk to her about that and see if she could do that.
Absolutely.
But she may not have been 65 at the time. So
if
she may not have filed.
If she has claimed her over 65 on the old home,
mm-hmm.
my mother-in-law did the same thing. She sold her home and was building a home herself in the mm-hmm. Del Webb community mm-hmm. up in McKinney.
Right.
And of course, whenever her house sold quick,
mm-hmm.
where her home was not ready.
Oh, okay.
And so she had to rent a place to live until her new home was completed. Mm-hmm. Well, didn't matter. After her home was finished, she went to the Central Appraisal District, said, yes, I've already sold that home, but I need my certificate.
So a gap doesn't matter. When you sell and the next time you purchase, regardless of the time in between, you can still...
I have not heard of a maximum amount of time that you have to wait.
Well, if you're 65, I mean...
Yeah.
I don't know. How long, I mean, I don't know. Not that that's old or anything, but...
I hope it's not old. I mean,
right.
I hope
no
it's
joke.
not old. But it is. It's a game changer. And,
it is.
And I've seen several real estate agents say, well, now all of those that were over 65, mm-hmm. that were wanting to downsize but mm-hmm. didn't think that they could because of the run-up in the price of the market, and the taxes are going to be so much mm-hmm. that I might as well stay where I'm at. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily now. And so you have a lot that are getting back on the phone and saying, hey, I've found a way.
Found a way,
I found a way. So think back to all of those people that might have called you that were over 65, wanting to downsize but didn't think that they could because the taxes were going to be too much.
Yeah, and I can think right now of like 3 clients that we have that their parents live somewhere else in Texas and they would love to get them here, but they don't want to move. You know, they just don't want to move. So this is a great opportunity to reach out to them and say, hey, I know your mom or your dad doesn't want to move right now, but think about this, right? And if you can get them to move, you need to remember this.
Absolutely.
And provide that value to them because, you know, there is something to be said to having your loved ones close to you. And taxes are outrageous. I mean, they are.
They are.
We have, everything's great here. Our property taxes
Absolutely.
are high. And, you know, it's a game changer for a lot of people. And they won't move into a certain, you know, we were just talking earlier how, you know, people should move up.
Yes.
But there should be, I don't know, our taxes are just, it prevents people from doing that.
Yes, they are expensive. I will say that. It was a game changer for my mother. My mother, instead of downsizing at you know, in her retirement, she upsized. Obviously, I don't know of a property here, a 2-bedroom, 1-bath that you'll find for $38,000 in the Metroplex.
Yeah.
So my mother's budget was $250,000. She built a house for $249,999 because she was going to be under
Way to stick to that budget. I love it.
She stuck to that budget on the dot, and she's extremely happy in this home. It would not have mattered if she moved into a $10 million home or if she moved and she downsized. She could still port those percentages over. She could transfer them. And trust me, I did not believe the Central Appraisal District in the beginning. I called Denton County 4 times and asked for the person that handled the over 65.
I've done that before too.
And I asked them the same questions. And finally they said, stop calling me. You understand
Is this Blake? We've already told you.
And so I stopped calling Denton like they asked, and I started calling Collin County and asking them the exact same questions until they said, stop calling me. You understand.
You're on their list.
Yeah, exactly. I'm banned from calling
That's
over
funny.
there. But again, it's one that a lot of people don't know about it. And in fact, I've run into in doing this for over a year, I've only seen 2 people that have known about this. So I think it's something that really isn't talked about. It's not known in the market.
I would say it's definitely not known, but now we know about it and we can go out and use this, you know, information and talk to people about it and educate these clients about this, you know? And that's where we add the value, right? And they will love you for that. So
you'll have somebody that not only will the person that's over 65, remember they talk. I mean, in my mother's neighborhood, they know everything that's going on with everyone. In fact, they know all their dogs' names. And they all meet at the mailbox every night. But they talk to their friends and they spread this word like crazy.
Sure.
I started talking, my mother started talking immediately after she moved in. Everyone in that neighborhood that was moving from Texas went down and immediately transferred. And they jumped on it quick.
Yeah.
And not only will they talk to their friends, but they'll also talk to their children.
You know, and how good does it feel when you're able to create this opportunity for someone to move closer to their family and save that money? I mean, that's what we do for a living. And when things like that happen, it's so rewarding, right?
Absolutely.
I just love it.
And you talk about the relationships. Take care of someone's mother and father and save them money and have that mother and father think the world of you. They will talk to their children. And remember, their children are probably upsizing their homes and moving on average, every 3 years? So they're going to need a real estate agent that is competent. So then you might get a family situation where it's not just you're helping out the parents, but you also are helping the children, the grandchildren. It could be multi-generation here. So it could set up a domino effect on clients in the future that you can help.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to wrap this up. And we thank you so much for coming again and providing just some unique opportunity for us and giving us just, all this information, and great information, I might add, that will help us out there in this crazy market. So
thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Well, and he'll be back.
I'm trying to scream and yell about all of this. Thank you for letting me come on.
All right. We're going to wrap it up. You want to hit the bell?
There we go.
Okay, you guys, we have a word of the day, and today's word of the day is bill of sale. Do you know that we do this?
No, I do not.
It's kind of like we have a word of the day every day, and we talk about it, and then we utilize it in a sentence. Okay? And so we're just, trying to educate.
All right.
That's what we're trying to do here.
Well, educate me.
Okay, so bill of sale, and I do not have the dictionary up. I'm so sorry. Do you know it off the top? What'd you say?
It's the next tab over.
Okay, so, all right, so here we go. Bill of sale. Bill of sale is a written document that transfers title to personal property. For example, when selling an automobile to acquire funds which will be used as a source of down payment or for closing costs, the lender will usually require the bill of sale, in addition to other items, to help document this source of funds. Okay? So, I don't know. I think of bill of sale as a car. I don't know. I know they said automobile in here as well, but do you have a would you like to be put on the spot and use bill of sale in a sentence?
My wife is a manager of a title company in the Metroplex. I've heard her mention bill of sale before, but I have never had her define it.
Okay.
Can I take the easy way out?
That was a great use of bill of sale, and
can you use it in a sentence that's more educated than me?
I'll say that when in real estate, we hear this a lot, and when I was recently in California, they utilize that a lot, a bill of sale, like for furnishings and things like that.
Okay.
Here, we use like a non-realty item addendum. It's a little different, but yeah, I guess that when we went, I'll say this, Blake purchased a car from me, and when he went to transfer title, we utilize the bill of sale to show proof of purchase.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's good. You took the definition and you used the example out. I like that.
Okay. Well,
100 today for you.
Oh, thank you. All right. Bill of sale. You want to hit the bell?
There we go.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up on this awesome Friday. And, thank you to Dr. Blake Bennett for being here today. We dove into exemptions in Collin County. We talked about the homestead exemption, and we dove really deep into the over 65 or disabled exemption. So if you guys have any questions on that, reach out to us. Get in contact with Dr. Bennett. He is a plethora of information and would love to help you guys. So that's going to be a wrap, and we'll see you guys on Monday.
I keep forgetting the bell. Okay, Omkar, are we doing some photos real quick? Okay. Okay, we're going to point at the camera. Okay. Yep. Can I get you to hold this? Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Okay. Over 65. What should we do for that, Mike?
Give me one of my gray hair on.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Perfect. Ready? That's great. That's awesome. I don't know if anybody else will get that, but we...
That's why Tracy wants me to keep this.
What'd you say? Omkar? Bill of sale. Okay. Oh, sorry, I missed it. Okay. Ready? Okay. Oh my gosh.
Spreading my wings, I'm letting go. I go higher, higher. My feet are lifting off the floor. I feel lighter, lighter. I'm hooked on this feeling and I'm wanting some more. I can't get enough, got a craving for more. Give me all of that, give me what you got. I can't stop, I can't stop. I keep going up, I'm climbing to the top. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going down, 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 down. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Oh, I was born to go and fly, to fly higher, higher, like a bird up in the sky, on a wire, wire.